Hello everybody, this is Adrian with Guns for Everyone, and tonight we're going to talk about the DPP adapter plate made for the Holosun 407K. Specifically, this is going to go on the Glock 48 MOS. So let's get this package open. There are two versions of this adapter plate, a titanium and aluminum one. I purchased the titanium one. Inside the hard plastic case, there are a couple of items. You have a set of screws. There are two sets, long and short. We're going to have the adapter plate itself, if I'm able to get it out of the packaging. A Torx screw key for the Torx bit screws that are included. And lastly, a simple one-page instruction sheet. Now onto the plate. The number one reason why I chose the DPP adapter plate is the thickness of the plate itself. Whether you use aluminum or titanium, they are the thinnest plate that I could find on the market for the Glock 48. Just take a look for yourself. This thing is about as thick as a business card. I'm going to take some calipers and measure it, and it comes in at 54 thousandths of an inch. Let's get to installing it. First, the Holosun 407K will come with its own set of screws. These screws are much longer than the ones that come with the adapter plate. The problem is the right side screw for the Holosun, it is longer. It will actually interfere with your ejector. It's definitely not good if you want your pistol to eject rounds. The main reason I wanted to use the thinnest plate available was because I was hoping that I would be able to co-witness the stock rear and front sight with the Holosun 407K. I would much prefer to not have to replace the front and rear sight if I don't have to. You might be asking, why am I running a rear plate anyway? Well, on the Glock 48, it actually has 4 recoil pins on the back, but the Holosun 407K only has recesses for 2. These extra pins will not allow the 407K to sit flush. As you can see my hand beneath the sight. You can grind those 2 rear pins off, but I chose to use an adapter plate because I don't want to make any permanent modifications to the slide. Now the 407K will sit flush. You cannot see my hand underneath it. Now the moment of truth. Are we going to be able to co-witness with a DPP plate? Let's find out. That is super close. It's not an ideal sight picture, but it can work in a pinch. And for those of you who aren't sure if you should get a 3 MOA or 6 MOA dot, this is the 6 MOA dot. 3 MOA dot will be half that size. Before I commit to screwing the screws in, I'm going to make sure that they actually are the right thread pattern. Looks good enough to me. Let's go ahead and get the sight attached. It's an extremely easy installation process. Attach the DPP plate, put your sight on, put the screws in, make sure you're not cross-threading them, and then screw them in. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Now that we got the sight on, let's get this pistol back together and see what it looks like when it's fully assembled. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the most important factor for me was being able to use my stock iron sights. And as you can see, it's not an ideal sight picture, but it does work. So I can use my iron sights with the optic if the optic were to fail. If I were to use another brand's adapter plate, my iron sights would be 100% useless. I did make some preliminary adjustments to the green dot so that way it would sit on top of the front sight. And again, this is the 6 MOA dot. The 3 MOA dot will be half that size. Overall, I'm quite happy with the DPP adapter plate. It is thin enough to allow me to use my stock iron sights. It's not an ideal sight picture, but it still works. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.